Fighting ninjas with a yo-yo and saving children from Joe Pesci with a hipster ponytail. This and more with games you should check out. What's up everyone, welcome to another episode of Games You Should Check Out. I'm your host Xander Skullion, where I talk about games that you guys should be playing, and I even have recommendations from viewers like you with our 1 minute crunch. So without further ado, here we go. Spin Master, also known as Miracle Adventure in Japan, is an arcade game developed and released by Data East, and this was actually the first Data East developed game released on the SNK, Neo Geo, MVS hardware. Now the story to this game is pretty straightforward. You're playing as these two characters trying to save Mary, this damsel in distress, but what really makes this game interesting is of course the gameplay. It's a platforming beat 'em up, and it's got some really colorful sprites to it, and I just really enjoyed the fact that, you're fighting ninjas with a yo-yo. Who doesn't like to do that? And this is probably one of the most unique games I've played on Neo Geo, because when you think of Neo Geo, you think a lot of like fighters or shooters, but this is actually something a little different. And what's really nice is, even though this is only released on the arcades, you can also get this on the virtual console. I'm talking about the Nintendo Wii and quite recently on the Nintendo Switch. If you're a big fan of games like Joe and Mac, then this will be right up your alley, and if you have a Nintendo Switch, I definitely say check this out. Night Slashers, released by Data East as an arcade beat 'em up, and unlike its competitors like say Capcom's Final Fight, you're doing more than just beating up some street punks. But Night Slashers takes more of a horror movie macabre approach, where you're fighting hordes of undead zombies, mutants, and werewolves, and elemental bosses. You'll even see some lookalikes of Count Dracula and the Grand Reaper and Frankenstein's monster. This game bleeds fan service for any sort of horror movie fan, and that just got me really pumped, and I really enjoyed this game. Now, I will say though, the story to this game, you're trying to stop an evil king from turning our planet into a worldwide kingdom of the dead, but let's just face it, you're going to be more into the fighting aspect of this game. I feel like every character has their own set of different moves and special abilities that makes this game have some replayability. Now, seeing that it was only released in arcades, you can totally check this out using programs like MAME, but if you do download a ROM on MAME, I highly recommend the Japanese version so you can get all that uncensored blood and gore. And now it's that time for 1 minute crunch.
What's up, xsgaming subscribers? This is John the Retrobro here with my 1 minute crunch, and I want to talk to you about a game called Top Hunter. Do you even Neo Geo, bro? This game is amazing. I actually found this game when I was on the Microsoft store, and I was like, hey, you know what? I can emulate Neo Geo on my Raspberry Pi. I'm gonna go ahead and check this game out. It looks like a lot of fun. I downloaded it, guys. Wow, let me just say, you need to buy this game. If you are any sort of fan of Mega Man, Rocket Knight, you have to get this game. It is a side-scrolling action, more of a beat-em-up slash shooter, but think Mega Man. You punch in this game, you can shoot, you can even get in those crazy mechs like you can in Mega Man. This is a very fun game. It's very easy to get a hold of. If you have an Xbox, if you have a Windows computer, you can buy it on there. You can buy it, I'm sure it's on Steam. It's an old Neo Geo game, or you could just emulate it on your Retro Pi. So guys, Top Hunter for the Neo Geo. Get it on the Microsoft Store. Get it on your Retro Pi. Play the game. Thanks for watching. Take it back to you, Xander.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Now, when I mention this title, you're probably going to think of the Sega Genesis version, which is, in my opinion, not a bad game. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the version on the Sega Master System, but if I want to talk about the definitive experience, it would have to be its arcade port. This game is freaking awesome. It's essentially a beat 'em up, although Michael Jackson doesn't do any sort of melee attacks. He does more of like these magic missile moves of shooting out fireballs at goons, trying to save children from an evil Joe Pesci with a hipster ponytail. Even Michael Jackson's real-life chimpanzee companion Bubbles makes an appearance in this game, and when you encounter him, he gives you a special ability to turn into Mecha Michael Jackson, where you can just turn into this huge robot and shoot a bunch of rockets, and you even have a special move whenever you're in a tight bind that you can make all the enemies dance, which we've all seen in the Sega Genesis version. But what makes this even better is I like the isometrical view, the top-down view that this game has. I also like the fact that it has not one, but 4-player co-op. That's right, you can just quadruple the experience of Michael Jackson with all your friends, shooting up, or should I say, dancing up all the enemies to save a bunch of kids. This is a really awesome arcade game, and I highly recommend you guys check it out. First off, I want to give a big shout and a huge thank you to John the Retrobro for contributing to the 1 Minute Crunch again. This is his second time contributing to the 1 Minute Crunch. And if you guys have a game you want to recommend, be sure to email us at xsgamingpodcast@gmail.com. Again, that is xsgamingpodcast@gmail.com. And you know, I have to say, I've never played this game until he mentioned it, and that's what this show is all about. It's all about finding games to play and interacting with the community. And with that being said, I would love to have more contributors to the 1 Minute Crunch so we can make this a whole weekly segment. I would love to do this weekly on this show, and most of all, show off some games that we should be playing. I feel like a lot of us get kind of caught up more in the collecting aspect than just enjoying a great video game. Anyway guys, this concludes another episode of Games You Should Check Out, and be sure to check out the rest of the episodes. It's going to have its own playlist on my channel, so you guys can check that out. And also be sure to hit the bell. That bell will notify you whenever there's a new video coming up. It's going to be right beside the subscription button, and I release a new video every Sunday and every Wednesday. Twice a week you guys will be getting some content from myself. Anyway guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.